Hi there and welcome. Martin here from Chasing Reverbs. And this is my very first tutorial here on YouTube. Since there were some comments under my video of the Ed Sheeran cover I See Fire asking for a tutorial, I decided to record one. Well, and here we are. At first I wanted to create some tabs for the tune, but well, that was way more complicated than I thought. So I guess it's easier just to play you the song and then we go through each section of the song in detail. First things first, let's talk about the key of the song. Ed Sheeran plays it originally with the capo on the 6th fret. So the tune is in A sharp minor, but for my version I decided to go a whole tone, a whole step down. So we are in G sharp minor and the capo is on the 4th fret. And for the sake of simplicity, this will be our reference point. So when I talk about E minor, G major, D major, for example, it's all with reference to the capo on the 4th fret. So this is an E minor. Okay, and to my guitar, this is an Ernie Music Man Silhouette. I play the tune with the 2 pickups, so for a more Strat-like sound. And my signal chain and my pedals I will show you in a minute when I switch perspective. So here we are on the ground for the setup. The Music Man Silhouette goes into the Ruby by Universal Audio. This is an amp simulation of a Vox AC30. And from the Ruby we go into the Strymon Nightsky for the reverb sounds, and out of the Strymon Nightsky we go just directly into the DAW. I use Logic for the song. Okay, then let's start. So let's start with the positions and the chords of the song. We need throughout the whole song just 4 or 5 basic chords. It's E minor, C major, D major, A minor, and G major. What makes the song and the chord shapes interesting are the extensions that are often used throughout the whole song. For example, for the C major, we play the D in it, so it's a C major 9 chord. You just put your pinky on the B string on the 3rd fret. That's the D. You got a C9, and when you lift all your fingers on the B string, you have a C major 7 open string. And for example, for the A minor chord, there's often used A minor 7. Just lift your ring finger on the G string. So the G string is open and you got an A minor 7 chord. And what I often do is double the G, so it's an octave. Put your pinky on the 3rd fret on the high E string. You have an A minor 7 with 2 G's in it. And for example, for the D major chord, there's also used the D9. Just lift your middle finger up. So you got the high open E string. That's your D9. And for the G major, in the verses there's used a G major 9 as well. You can do that by putting your middle finger, for example, or your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Then you add the A, that's the 9th of the G major chord. In the intro, Ed Sheeran sings a cappella, so he's solo with his voice, and I tried to emulate his voice with my guitar. It's just single note playing, so you need no chords, and I play you the 4 lines that he sings slowly, so you can follow along. It's just note by note, and we start on the 2nd fret of the D string with the root note, the E. That's the first line, a bit slower. You notice the slide on the G string from the 2nd to the 4th fret. So a lot of open strings and a lot of hammer on and sliding just to emulate his voicing style. The 2nd line is just exactly the same as the first one, but we land on the A at the end, so 2nd fret on the G string. And one thing to mention is the importance of the vibrato. Don't do it too fast, so not hurry. Just try to do the vibrato in the timing of the song. Just like a singer would do the vibrato. And then the third line we go up. The slide is a bit more difficult. You slide from the 4th fret up to, I give you the original numbers, so that's fret 12, so we slide into fret 13. Back to the 4th. Half step down. Third line, a bit slower. Vibrato at the end. And then the last line, we start on the 2nd fret of the A string. And at the end I play an E minor chord, but just the first 3 strings, and I do a hammer on, open D string to the E. So the last line again. And the whole intro in a slow tempo. What you also noticed is the free timing, so just do it freely, so there's no click or anything. He sings it loosely in time, so just follow your feelings, I guess. For the main riff and the chorus, we are again in the position of E minor, and the lick that he plays is maybe the most difficult part of the whole song because of the hammer on and the pull offs that he does on the E minor chord. The lick is played by putting your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, so that's an A. And your pinky lies on the 5th fret of the B string. So that's an open, just like the open E string. Same tone. And you play with your right hand the E in the bass. Your index finger is on the G string and your middle finger is on the B string. And now the difficult part, you hammer on the G string with your ring finger on the 4th fret. And then you do a pull off back to the 2nd fret, and then with your index finger back to the open G string. I would suggest that you just practice it only with the open G string. So index finger, 2nd fret, hammer on with your ring finger on the 4th, pull off without hitting the string with your right hand, and then pull off again with your index finger. And the trick is that he plays it not exactly in time. So the hammer-on comes, I think, a bit late, but that gives it this loose and cool feeling. And to make it even more difficult, after the E minor chord, there's another hammer-on. So with your index finger, after you did the hammer-on and pull off on the open G string, you hit the open D string and hammer on the second fret. And then it resolves into the C major. A bit slower, but it's pretty hard to play slowly. So a lot of hammer on, a lot of pull-offs. And that takes a while to practice and to get it right, and to speed it up. Speed it up slowly. Try it very slow at the beginning. And then speed it up. So what happens after the C major? I play the hammer on again. And there's again a hammer on the D major chord. So that's just the D, G and B string together, so you don't need the full D major chord. You just play these three notes and then hammer on with your index finger on the second fret. Again. And then back to the E minor at the end of the riff. So the whole riff a bit slower. And at the second time he plays it, you don't have the C major down here, you play the whole C major chord and you do the hammer on the B string to the root note of the C major chord. That's the first one, and in the second one the last part of the riff is then exactly the same as the first one. Then both licks together. And a bit slower. Okay, let's move on to the verses of the song. I try to combine the voice, the melody of the voice and the chords on the guitar. And what I do is I start with a single note one on the open D string. So just empty, open string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, all on the D string. Oh, sorry. Into the E minor. And then I change to the G major chord and I play the 9 of the chord, so the A on the open G string. And I do it on the E minor as well with my pinky. Pull off the A on the G string. Into the D major. And into the C major. You can add the C major 7, for example. Then the line again. What I do then is slide the D major up the 2 fingers, just a whole step, a whole tone. Okay, both parts together. And then repeat again. Then we go into the A minor 7. And that's my try to emulate the voicing of the singer. So that's the G on the high E string. Half step down, I play it with my ring finger from my pinky to my ring finger, and then pull off to the open E string. Then I go into the C major, but it's again a 9, so I just need these 2 fingers. Again, the walk up on the high E string. Into kind of a D major. It's not, that would be the D major with 2 A's in it, but I play just the D, the open G, D again, and the A, so it's kind of a D major, and then back to the main riff. Okay, the whole verse, the first verse, a bit slower. And then comes the main with the chorus again. The second verse I play a bit differently, just to spice things up a little. I didn't want to do the same verse again, play deeply here, so I changed positions, and what I do is I mainly play this shape. That's also an E minor chord. When you think of your A minor chord on the, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with reference on the capo. That would be your E minor chord. And when you just use the root note here on the A string and the third of the chord, and you can use the open G string, you got a pretty good sounding shape, the same as here, but it sounds more interesting. And what you can do with this shape is move it up and down as you want it. So the second chord was our G major, when you remember. So what we can do is go up 1, 2, 3. You got your G major here. So index finger on the A string, pinky on the open, on the B string. And for our D major, we go into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret. That's interesting shape. And then for the C major, we can go one step down. So just practice the positions. So the second verse as a whole. Again. A kind of a variation the second time. Before I am on the G major, I use, I use one chord that leads into the G major. And on the second time, we don't use the C, we go to the A. So again. Just the open A string. Again. Play it as you like. Third time, like the first time. And then back into the A minor 7. And to the main riff. So the second verse again. Yeah, and then comes the main riff 2 times, and the ending is a bit different. With some flageolets at the end. So what I do here is a slide on the B string. Just one slide. And the flageolets are on, because the capo is on the 4th fret, so you have your flageolets here. I noticed that I do some licks at the last run of the chorus. I will add this now. So that's the lick. And another lick is